Could argue we had it here. Certainly the 20,000 or so that had a chance to witness the induction ceremonies today also got a big thrill, but this certainly must be a big thrill for Brian Kennedy to be sitting on stage with three of the guys who got inducted today. Brian?
Carl, thank you very much. We are here with the class of 2001, Bill Mazeroski, Dave Winfield, and Kirby Puckett. As I sit here, I said I don't belong in this picture, and I come back over among the all-time greats. Let's start with you, Bill, because you didn't get a lot to say in your speech. 2 minutes and 10 seconds, I think, is the official time of your speech. The short, it is a record,
no,
Dave.
That might be the record longest for mine. I know, I just couldn't handle it. I'm that way. That's the way I am.
It was an overwhelming moment for all of us, too. I think a lot of people got choked up who are listening. What is in your heart right now, Bill? What are you thinking?
Just, I don't know. I'm just happy to be here. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just get, when I talk about it, I get choked up.
Oh, I know, Dave. Kirby had told me last night that, you know, I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to hold out because I know Dave's going to lose it. But you didn't lose it. You think, how is it to get up here and you look out and you see your brothers and sisters out there and you see all the coaches and for both of you, it must have been overwhelming too, where you think, I've got to keep it under control. How was it?
Well, you don't necessarily have to keep it under control. I mean, it was great for me, and just to see my family and all my friends and all these Twins fans that came from Minnesota and everywhere to come see us. I mean, to me, this is special. I mean, as a kid, I never thought about me being in Cooperstown. I'm kind of like Maz. I get kind of choked up when I think about it. And just to think where we are today and where we came from and what we had to do to get here, I mean, we did it. And so now we can pretty much celebrate. And Maz, I mean, I didn't cry for myself, but I cried for Maz because that was so inspirational, man. And that's the way Maz is. And you saw Winnie speak his eloquent self, and he spoke. And then I get up there and I have my things and I study and I say what I was supposed to say, and I got the hell out of there. So that's what I did.
Dave, you said, hey, the sooner I get into the Hall of Fame, the better. Your thoughts? I mean, you look back at all your years. There's just a lot of it must just flood through your mind, all the things you have to think about.
Well, part of it. I mean, I had a different journey than some. I mean, Kirby played for one team, Maz played for one team. I played for six to make up my entire career. And there were a lot of people from each organization, each city that contributed to my success. And so I had to acknowledge them. There was almost no way to condense it. I mean, I'm a guy, I just appreciate what everybody did for me. I never expected to be in a Hall of Fame. I can just tell everybody, I just loved baseball. I just loved baseball. And it just stuck with me, you know. I was just very fortunate to find something I loved, and I did it for a long time, and this was the end of the road. Just like I mentioned, all these guys up here had different journeys. Mine was a little different, just like Kirby's and Maz, but we're all here today.
You all mentioned somebody different that you looked up to, admired, that are now just sitting behind you, that are now, you're in that club. Yeah. You forget that your fans looking at these players and you're saying, hey, there's Willie Mays. What is it like to be here, look back and say, wow, there it is. There are all the baseball cards.
Well, I can tell you for me, it was great. I mean, just riding over on the bus and just getting to hang out with all these guys and for them to welcome you into the family. I mean, and just sit down and just talk to them like you've been with them the whole time. I mean, that is so special. And just to feel wanted and to know that them guys are happy for me and bring me into the family, this very, very small family, I might add, and just be a part of it. I mean, for me, I wasn't choked up when I spoke, but I'm sure after this is over and I get on the bus or whatever, I'm going to be choked up, man, because this is very, very special.
What was it like for you then, Dave?
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful group of guys. I mean, that to be in this club, a lot of dedication, hard work, love of the game. And these were the guys who were pinned up on my wall. These are I mean, I'm telling you, when I first got to the big leagues and a guy like Willie Mays hit a ball to me in the outfield, I'm supposed to be a grown man, professional and all that. I caught that ball. I said, oh, man, Willie Mays hit that ball, you know? And then with Willie McCovey, Gibson, people that I took something from to become who I am. Either the way they played, their demeanor off the field, all these things were important to me in my life.
Bill, I am getting back to you. I know I'm thrilled for me. I get to talk to Lou Brock. I said, you must have gone into Bill a few times. He said there was a bounty to take him off his feet, $50 back in the day. It's only $50, but it meant something to him at the time. Nobody could take you off your feet. You must have those recollections now, come back and see the players from behind you.
I've played against most of these guys. I'm older. See, I'm much older than these two guys, and I played against most of them, and I knew how they played, and I watched them play. And it's just a thrill to be here and be amongst them, and just to be able to sit down and, you know, shoot the bull with them. Baseball has always been, we agitate each other, we have a lot of fun, we're a very close-knit family, and just, we always sit around and talk in the locker room forever, and to do that with the Hall of Famers and the guys you played with and respect is really a great thrill.
The ultimate club. Dave, I know a time to be gracious for you. I know 8 years with the Yankees, 8 years with the Padres. You had to make a choice, but did mention George Steinbrenner in your speech, so that Yankee fans out there must be thinking, is he ours? Is he theirs? And what went through your mind there?
Well, more people in the future, they play for more teams. If they play as long as I did, might have the same situation. But really, the Padres were the first team I went with. You know, there was no ESPN and all these other channels way back then to see, but I spent a lot of time there. I grew up there. Became the player that an all-star player out there. So, hey, man, I love New York. I love San Diego and all the other places I played. I'm just really fortunate to have had good relationships. And even in New York, when a moment it was contentious for a long period of time, actually, it's good now, so I feel very good about that.
A time of reflection at this point. It must be a time for the families, too, where I think a similar vein in everyone's speech and all throughout the years is, I wanted to make them proud of me. You wanted to make people proud. Who are you making proud?
Well, I know that, like I said in my speech, my mom, I broke a lot of windows when I was a kid. I got in trouble a lot. I mean, I wasn't a bad kid, but just playing baseball where I wasn't supposed to play, end up hitting a home run, breaking somebody's window, and end up running. And I don't know why I did that, because everybody knew I played there, but it was just a natural instinct. And they come knocking on my door, and they tell my mom, and I get a spanking and get in trouble, but I had nowhere else to play. So I had to do what I had to do, and I took my punishment like a man or a little man, and I went on with it. So I know my mom and dad are looking down on me, and my brothers just passed away. I know they're proud of me. My other sisters and brothers, my wife, everybody's here, man. I have people who come from Minnesota. So for me, man, this is my dream, and this is what I've given to live. It was great.
Dave, I know your mom, too, raising you.
Yeah, I mean, very similar situation, single-parent family. I mean, I always got the support. But, when I played this game, I always felt like I was playing for other people as well. People in the community, my family, even when doing interviews, be correct, right. Express yourself correctly. Then you grow up and all of a sudden you're an employer, you're a parent, you represent your community. So I always kind of carried those extra things with me, but I think it spurred me on to do better things. Head of a foundation, doing good things for kids. How could I not walk I'd walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So I always felt that I was doing some things for other people as well.
And Bill, you didn't have a chance to thank all the people that you wanted to, I'm sure, but major influences and coming up, if you wanted to thank one or two people, who would it be, the major influences in your life?
My high school baseball coach is no longer with us, my dad's no longer, my mother's no longer. So it's just my immediate family, my two sons and my wife. It's just for them.
Any one teammate that comes to mind as you come up here today?
Bill Burton. There's a bunch of them out there today. Bill Burton and Dick Grote and Gene Alley. I played shortstop. They played shortstop most of my career. I wanted to thank them for what they did for me. They made the double play easy for me because the first throw has to be a good throw. They made that good throw. They had an accurate arm, and they made the throw easy. They didn't handcuff me, and that was half the battle, getting all the double plays that I got. And they're the big reason that I'm here today.
Will you look at this now? Are you guys going to be back here every year, joining the club?
I will. I'll never miss it as long as I live. I never be here.
It's our second home. I'm coming back in the summertime. Believe that.
Bill, you coming back?
Yeah,
You'll be back. What was it like for your family? Give me one story of your family coming here where you get to, your wife gets to see you now, at this exalted position.
Well, just to see my sisters and my brothers, and I mean, just everybody, people I grew up with, people that I had something to do with me being here. My college coaches were here. I mean, so for me, I mean, the Twins aren't here, they're playing today, but they broadcasted this on the Jumbotron in the Metrodome. Just all the fans, man, because it's not just about me. I mean, I had great teammates. They put me in a position to do the things that I did, and I was very confident in my abilities. I was never afraid to fail. I just knew that if I was the man up to bat when the game was on the line, I was going to come through more than I made a mistake.
All three men have won World Series, and you pretty much won World Series winning hits. Folks, here you go. Bill Mazeroski, Dave Winfield, Kirby Puckett. Thank you. Paul, back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. And you see the perhaps future Hall of Famer right there, throwing a ball in the outfield. Congratulations from up here to Kirby Puckett, Dave Winfield, Bill Mazeroski, and Hilton Smith. We go from 2001, look ahead to 2002. The candidates include Ozzie Smith, the Hawk, Andre Dawson, the great Alan Trammell of the Detroit Tigers and the catcher Gary Carter. Who will be on stage next year? We'll discuss that when we come back to Cooperstown.
This ESPN Classic program is presented by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?